matters how we finish.
As the autumn sun sets, the wild card stage ignites.
There's so much on the line tonight. A wild one.
The stakes rage like flames, raw and fierce. Catch fire and forge your name in history.
History, World Series champs.
These boys of summer don't want to leave.
This one not coming back. Not from the heat. Unbelievable.
The Tigers.
The Tigers are not done.
And the Astros.
You can kiss that goodbye.
Game 2. Let them cook.
It's game 2 of the American League wild card. The Tigers are up 1-0. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Meadows, Carpenter, and Bierling at the top of the order. The middle is Green, Keith, and Torkelson. The bottom third, McKinstry, Sweeney, and Jake Rogers will catch, and he's going to bat ninth. And they're going to face Hunter Brown. Kid from Michigan, grew up a Tiger fan. Now he's going to try to keep the season alive by beating his boyhood team.
9.78 ERA in April. Since then, 2.51. And the big change is he's gone back to that two-seamer, which has got a pitch that goes in directions other than every other pitch he throws. Very important for him.
So Brown is ready. Meadows is ready. And let's do it here in Houston. First pitch swung on, foul back, and we are underway. Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire. Will Little at first. Alfonso Marquez, the crew chief, at second. Jeremy Rehack at third. Junior Valentine down the left field line. Tony Randazzo down the right field line. Now the leash is short here for the Astros, and about 5 minutes ago in the Astro bullpen, Yusei Kikuchi was getting loose just in case.
And he's the scheduled game 3 starter, so they're not messing around with this one.
Fouled away as Meadows continues the battle.
Be prepared for anything today, both sides. It's not going to be the normal regular season game here. These guys are ready for anything. Pitchers, hitters, gotta be ready to hit.
That one is looped into left field. Coming on is Hayward. He's there to make the play.
So, Michael, we talked about what an influence Justin Verlander has had on Hunter Brown. One thing he did, Chad, was he got him throwing across his body more like he used to. And that kind of keeps that front side closed. Is that disconcerting for a hitter to see a guy coming across his body so much?
Yeah, well, definitely. Crossfire action is something that is very hard to hit. It's almost impossible. You think about Jake Arrieta back in the day. Starts one way and goes the other.
Strike to Kerry Carpenter. Carpenter was not in the starting lineup yesterday. Came in later, was 0 for 2. Great numbers against righty pitching. He struggles somewhat against lefties.
0-1.
Against right-handers, 305 this year. Against lefties, 107.
Yeah, he slugged .631 against right-handers this year. Only Ohtani, Judge, Tucker, and have a higher slugging against right-handers this year.
High fly ball center field. Chas McCormick is there. 2 outs.
Listen, as a batter right now, when you see the ball coming, it can go either way, right or left. That makes it really hard for a hitter to kind of figure out what zone and where I want to hit the ball. If I'm looking away, that ball might be going 2 different directions on the outer part. So again, an easy 99-mile-an-hour fastball there and then a 95-mile-an-hour cutter. It's going to be a tough day for these Tigers. They can't figure that out.
Right. That's what that two-seamer can do. It prevents the right-handed hitters from jumping and getting that ball on the outside part of the plate.
Pitch inside to Bierling. Now, Joe Espada, the Astro manager, said Hunter was starting game 2 a long time ago. I just never told you that. One of the best starters in the game. Been one of the best pitchers in the second half. This was a no-brainer for me. One and one.
It's an easy 97. It's an absolute easy and pure 97 mile an hour two-seamer.
April, he struggled. Since then, a 2.51 ERA, 4th in the major leagues. The guys in front of him pretty good.
So Bierling yesterday had one of the 3 2-out RBI singles yesterday, 3 in a row. The last time the Tigers did that in a postseason game was 1968. Al Kaline, Norm Cash, Willie Horton. Al Kaline.
2-2 on Bierling. Bierling was 1 for 4 yesterday. That one we talked about. In the outfield, they play him to hit the other way. In the infield, they play him to pull.
The crazy intricacies of baseball. One side going one way, one going the other. Analytics right there at its finest.
And again, Bierling played 3rd yesterday. He's playing right field today. Every day he comes to the park, he might be playing a different position.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch to Bierling. Strike 3. He's down looking. An impressive first inning for Hunter Brown. Tigers nothing. The Astros coming to bat. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, that little kid made a choice. It's a choice that Tim agrees with. Am I right?
Of course.
Let's take a look at the Astros starting lineup brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Altuve, Tucker, and Alvarez at the top. Bregman, Diaz, and Caratini in the middle. Then Pena, Hayward, and McCormick, the bottom third. They'll be facing Tyler Holton, who deals. And there's a strike. I don't think we're going to see them feed any fastballs first pitch to Altuve.
No, I was thinking the same thing. That's the 3rd time they've started him off with changeup, swung at 2 of them. And again, now we're not having no leadoff home runs. That's what Hinch says.
Shows bunt. Takes low and away. They say he did not offer. So it's 1 and 1. Those are the numbers on Holton. 2.19, 7 and 2. Great whip, 77 strikeouts. Now, to tell you how the Tigers do business, Brennan Hanafy is warming up right now in their bullpen.
Michael, they'll use at least 5 pitchers today. They may go way beyond that. Everyone's available except for Tarek Scoop.
2 and 2.
So this is the 6th time this year that a pitcher has pitched in relief one day and started the next, or vice versa. That's how the Tigers do things.
It's Little League. Travel ball at its finest right now.
Unpredictable they are. It's also kind of odd. He had 8 saves this season and is starting game 2 of the playoffs. That just doesn't follow. But again, nothing follows with the Tigers.
The only other guy to do that for the Tigers, Pat Dobson, back in 1969. And the payoff. Grounded and grabbed on the backhand by McKinstry. The long throw. Got him. Nice scoop by Torkelson. An outstanding play by McKinstry.
Again, another underrated part about this team is their defense. And Todd, that was a terrific play.
And we all know Altuve, he pulls the ball with the finest of them. This ball goes right over the base here. McKinstry used the backhand, plant that right foot, and throw it, and uses the ground perfectly. Bang, bang play. What a way to start for the defense there for the Tigers.
So here's Tucker.
6 different players have started a game at third base for the Tigers this year. That's a lot for a team that made the playoffs, but that's them. Mix and match, flexibility in all positions.
strike, 1-1. Tucker hitless in 4 at-bats yesterday. Punch the other way, foul. Holton's 28 years old from Tallahassee, 3rd major league season. Threw 2 pitches yesterday, faced that 1 batter, and it was Tucker who he got on a 5-3 ground out. He's the 9th pitcher to start a postseason game after pitching the previous day.
He's only the 2nd pitcher since the save became official in '69 to have 8 saves in a season and then start a postseason game. Diego Castillo did it 2019 for the Rays, and Larry Gura 1977 for the Royals.
The 1-2. And it's a strikeout. The ball gets away. The throw to Torkelson. So it's a strikeout, put out 2-3.
Since Holton has been a starter, several times this year, he throws 5 different pitches. It's hard to find a reliever that's got 5 different pitches.
So here is Alvarez.
Oh! Touchdown.
Now Holton has 31 games with 1 1/3 or more innings and no runs allowed. It's the most in the majors this year by a lot. No one else had more than 22.
He's their best left-handed leverage reliever, but since it's all interchangeable, that's why he's starting this game, because he's the best spot for the first inning with 2 lefties up.
And you do wonder, if Alvarez gets on, would he be allowed to face Bregman? Probably not. That's why Hanafy's warming.
Alvarez, that guy, every time he gets in the box, he looks like he's about to do damage. Just the prowess and how he looks.
2-2.
And A.J. Hinch was talking to us before the game. He said, look, we know Jordan's going to kill everyone because he kills everyone. We have to figure out how to get Altuve and Bregman out, because we know this guy's just too good against lefties or righties.
Yes.
Play him to pull in the infield, hit the other way in the outfield. Still 2-2. Astros no stranger to winning in the postseason since 2017. They have 59 postseason wins. Next closest team, the Dodgers, with 40. Still 2-2.
Michael, they played 104 postseason games since the start of the 2015 season. We asked Altuve about playing an elimination game. He just shook his head and laughed and said, been here a million times.
Soft ground ball, second base. Keith is there to Torkelson, and Holton retires the Astros in order. We've played 1. 0-0 here on ABC. While the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. We go to the 2nd inning here at Minute Maid. 0-0. Both sides retired in order in the first. And Riley Green will start off against Hunter Brown. Bregman in on the grass at 3rd.
So when Hunter Brown was at Wayne State, the Astros scouts went to see him. He threw for him, and they say, do you throw anything else than what you got? And he goes, well, in high school I had a curveball, but the catcher couldn't catch it and the umpire couldn't call it. So they said, well, let's see the curveball.
There you go.
Got to be a pretty good one when the catcher can't catch it.
He's a 5th-round pick by Houston in 2019 out of Wayne State. Division II school. That was the only school to offer him a scholarship. The only offer he got from a D1 school was to be a bullpen catcher. 2-1.
The first time I met him, he was playing in a summer league, college league. called the Big Train, named after Walter Johnson.
Yes.
Isn't that where you went to high school?
Did I ever tell you
Yes.
that?
Yes. 2-2.
Michael, I worked for the school paper. It was called The Pitch.
The pitch. I like it.
I did some work for the yearbook. It was called The Windup.
But the mascot wasn't a Big Train.
No, it should have been. We were the Spartans. It made no sense.
The 2-2. Swing and a tip into the glove of Diaz. One away. Well, A.J. Hinch has done a marvelous job getting the Tigers into the postseason. He's had quite a journey to get here. Managed the Astros. We know that. He won a World Series with them. And a manager to face a former team after winning a World Series with them. Billy Martin did it. Terry Francona did it against the Red Sox. And now A.J. Hinch.
Love the conversation we had with him today, talking about his calm, no pressure plan with audibles. So he was explaining to us what he has in mind. He has everything written down, but he does understand things can change. But every pitcher he has can go 1+ today and each and every day, and he knows exactly where he wants those pitchers to be. I find that absolutely incredible. I learned so much from him today, just like you, Tim.
The 1-1.
I've been going to those managers' meetings before a game for 45 years. That was the most interesting meeting I've ever been in. The level of precision and detail that he explained getting his team ready and prepared for this game. It was breathtaking to listen to him.
Swing and a miss. Third strikeout in a row for Brown, who was dealing early.
You were equally impressed with that, right?
He was great. You know, I asked him, was he getting nervous in that ninth inning? He said no. He said, but if we had lost, I would have come in and tipped over the desk.
Talks about card playing. He said, listen, my cards have played.
Shattered bat, foul ball.
I put my hand in, and I got to live with the hand I'm playing with, and it makes tons of sense. These are the guys I want to be here, and I want to pitch in these situations and hit, and they abide by it, which is unbelievable.
Right. And we told you yesterday that Joey Cora, his third base coach, told me and told Todd today he's the best strategic manager I've ever been around. And again, with that pregame meeting, we got another inside look as to what goes on in his head pregame and during the game. And yet he's flexible enough to take the script from pregame and change it as the game goes.
Tim, Alex Cora on line too. The 0-1.
Ball's in.
1-1.
There are a lot of similarities there between A.J. Hinch and Alex Cora. And they're all good.
How many times do you think in the history of baseball a pitcher in a playoff game is pitching against a team and he's got the team's mascot tattooed on his arm?
Never.
There's a tiger on that in that ink somewhere because he grew up a Tiger fan, but he wants to beat him right now. Popped up and out of play. Now, Wayne State yesterday, they piped in longtime Tiger radio voice Dan Dickerson's call to the fields just to hear the Tigers play. Now, obviously, they were rooting for the Tigers yesterday, but is Wayne State rooting for the Tigers today? Probably not. And the 1-2 up the middle. Altuve fields it on one hop. Bad throw to first. He's safe. It pulled Caratini off the bag. So Torkelson reaches on what should be an E4.
Michael, I know you're supposed to run hard to first base on every play. That's why you're supposed to run hard. That's supposed to be a routine play, but because he busted it down there, he turns what should have been an easy out into an error.
Great hustle by him, a jam shot. So ultimately, when you get jammed, you go backwards. He sprinted right out of the box. You saw Altuve nonchalant throw it. Boom. Now they got the wheels turning.
There's McKinstry. 0-1. McKinstry did not get an at-bat in yesterday's game. Fouled away.
Well, we were talking about Hunter Brown. He's the second Michigan native to start against the Tigers in a postseason game. Ed Rulebach did it for the Cubs against the Tigers in '07. That was 1907 and 1908.
How did he look at that?
You know who played that game? Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb. Runner leads off first. That one is ripped into left center field, and that is going to be in for a base hit. McCormick cuts it off. Torkelson will stop at third, moving to second. McKinstry in at second and third for Detroit with 2 outs.
To see this is what they do best here. First off, fastball up and away, got his hands to the ball, perfect swing, sliced right in the right part of left center. Both runners sprinting around the base, and action again here for the Tigers. If you look at this dugout too afterwards, man, this is what they are. They're excited for everybody to do everything good, and they got an opportunity right now to do some more damage.
So here's Trey Sweeney. Came over from the Dodgers in the Jack Flaherty deal. Took over at shortstop full time. Javi Baez went down for the season.
Tigers traded their second best pitcher, and they got a shortstop who has stabilized the infield for it.
Right in on the hands, 1-1. Torkelson's at third. McKinstry is at second. We're in the second inning of game 2 of the best of 3 wild card. Tigers lead 1-0. 2-1. We talk about August 11th as a line of demarcation for the Tigers. Since then, 32-13, best in baseball. They allowed 3 runs a game, best in baseball. Starting pitching ERA 3.16, fifth in baseball, and a 2.35 bullpen ERA, second in baseball to the Cleveland Guardians. Grounded to second base, Altuve gets it over to Caratini, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Well, Alex Bregman leading off here in the bottom of the second, and you just knew from talking to A.J. Hinch, he was not letting Holton face Bregman. If that at-bat came in the first inning, he wasn't going to let him face him. And he has Brennan Hanafy lined up to do that. The numbers are really good. Let's go down to Alden Gonzalez, talk about Hinch's strategy.
Yeah, we're all seeing now the way the Tigers have managed their pitching staff for the last 2 months. The motto on this team, as A.J. Hinch told us, is it's not about you. It's about the dude coming in behind you in the bullpen. And he admitted that.
As Bregman lines one to left field for a base hit.
Yeah, he admitted that this might not hold up over the course of a full season, but for 2 months it worked. And the key for them is, you know, guys rarely go 3 days in a row or even 3 out of 4. The bulk guys are usually starting pitchers like Reese Olson today, and he feels like his pitchers are in pretty good shape fatigue-wise going into these playoffs.
Thank you, Alden. So a leadoff single by Bregman. The pitch to Diaz is outside. I think Hinch has such respect for everybody in that Astro lineup, but he seems to have a reverence for Bregman.
Yeah, and I think understandably, because he's been doing it for a long time. He's been very clutch for a long time as well. And he's coached him too, so he understands how big moments come to him, and it takes it real easy for him to do a good job.
Hanafy, 26 years old, second big league season. He's a sinker baller, gets a lot of ground balls. Now, he was called up August 1st and has a 1.84 ERA in 21 games, made 3 opener starts. And he has a 54.9% ground ball percentage. He's allowed only 2 home runs, 29 in the 3rd innings.
He throws that sinker 95 miles an hour. Todd, it's just not fair.
Boy, you get that pitch and you get that call, you're going to be real tough.
Pain, absolute pain on the bottom corner there, the quadrant. He lives right there. He's going to get those ground balls that's needed.
That one is driven into right field. Veerling makes the play. Bregman hustles back. You know, Todd, we keep hearing, we heard Alden say it as well, it's we, not me. If you get to the big leagues or you get to the top of any professional sport, there's got to be ego involved.
Yeah.
How tough is it to we instead of me?
Yeah, it's hard, especially coming up as a youngster, too, as well. You want to put your best foot forward and go out there and dominate, you know, not only help the team out, but also make as much money as possible, too. I mean, you got to think about your family. But now, when this team comes together, when you're playing for we, good things happen. Individual stats will come if you're playing together for each other.
1-0 on Caratini.
Spencer Torkelson told me today, we've all bought in on this, and when he got sent to the minor leagues this year, A.J. Hinch texted him like every day at Toledo to say, we're still thinking about you every day. And as a guy who's gone to the minor leagues, Todd, that must have been a great boost.
Without a doubt.
2-0.
Right here.
Fouled it off his foot. 2-1.
I mean, honestly, think about it. How many managers are going to do that? Never happened to me. I know it's just something as a manager, you want to worry about the team you have, but he understood he's going to play an integral part for this Tiger team, and he's got to make sure his confidence is there, and he's understandably known that he is a really good ball player.
That's a 2-2 count, Mike.
Thank you.
Todd and I have a little inside joke with all the Little League games we've done. Every time it gets to 2-2, do a little lean to the right. 2-2.
When I was a writer, the writer for the New York Times, Mike Martinez.
Of course.
And whenever it was 2-2, he'd just scream out in the press box, 2-2 now.
There you go.
3-2. Todd, when you were the last time you were in the minors, they didn't have cell phones for texting, right?
No, beeper. Beepers.
A little rotary action.
Exactly.
Runner goes. That one is grounded, grabbed by the shortstop. No out at second. He takes the out at first. Slick play by Sweeney because he was going to cover and then backtrack to get the ground ball.
Again, Trey Sweeney, young guy, recognized runner going to first, not very fast. I got a chance to get two here, but he knew in the end I got to get one no matter what, and he did.
And what a great play by Bregman, too, not sliding. I mean, little things like that. He slides, he might have a chance. Almost ran through second base.
I've seen a lot of that this year.
Yeah.
I think they're teaching that to run through rather than slide.
Especially with bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball hit the third. I mean, any infield spot, basically, if you're on first base, run through the bag. But the problem is if the runner on third is not sprinting home, there's going to be a problem because when you run through, you got to make a direct left turn going to third base. But again, it's a smart move. I mean, I'm trying to teach little kids to do that. It's get you a run. Could win you a ball game.
1-1 on Jeremy Pena. 0 for 3 yesterday. He laid down a beautiful sac bunt in the 9th.
So many years ago, the Indians hired like a sprinter to come try to play on the baseball team, and he ran through second the first time because he didn't know you couldn't run through second. Well, you can run through first, why not through second?
He was ahead of his time. How you run through second. 2-2 on Pena. Runner at second base, 2 outs.
Pena had 3 really difficult at-bats yesterday, which is why he bunted 2 runs down in the 9th inning last night. He's just got to get his swing back today, Todd.
2.
3-2. So a full count on Pena. And there's ball 4.
Trying to get him there. A couple sliders there that last at bat to Pena. Just couldn't find the strike zone, and when they're not biting on those, you're going to have to find a way to hit that fastball first strike, and if not, it's going to be a little trouble here in this inning.
See Herder up in the bullpen. Here is Hayward. And a strike. Hayward ended the game yesterday, bases loaded, and hit kind of a humpback line drive to Torkelson. Could have won the ball game instead. Right into the glove of Torkelson to end it.
As you see, Hayward is way off the plate again. He's looking to get extension. Kind of dives towards home plate here. He wants you to throw outside there so he can drive the ball the other way.
Hit sharply. It is a foul ball. Will Little looked like he was going to point fair, then spun around and pointed foul.
It's the second time in 2 days there's some close calls down these lines.
Difference between this one and yesterday was a bouncing ball that looked like it went over third. This one passed the bag clearly in foul territory.
Hayward in his 15th big league season, 34 years old. And since joining the Astros, 261, 899 OPS against righties. He was released by the Dodgers August 24th. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Line, right field, giving chases Bierling. He can't get there. It's a foul ball. It kept hooking and then landed plenty foul.
As you see, Hayward looks really comfortable up there right now, seeing both pitches that he hit, 2 different ones. Getting really good extension on his swing here. Crowd's getting a little more excited as it goes further.
Another foul ball.
So Todd, he's seen just about everything the hand if he throws here. So what do we expect now?
Well, Hayward's a guy who's always sitting dead red fastball. So for me, if there's a pitch that he has that he can throw a little slower than slow, change up at 91, to me that's a 2-seamer when I played. So if there's something, he can slow it down just a little bit more.
Another foul ball, jumped up and hit him, looked like in the shoulder. Really battling. Seven pitches so far. Nothing, bottom of the second. Astros looking to break through. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Rogers, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. This is the pitch from Hannafy that got it done. Right at him. Just missed it. We go to the third.
Don't want to miss a postseason game? Just tell Siri, Show me the upcoming MLB schedule.
We go to the third inning. Jake Rogers leads off against Hunter Brown. 0-0. And that one is chopped, just foul.
Rogers had the big hit yesterday. 197 hitter this year. Hit a 3-0 pitch for the first big hit of the game, and they had a meeting before the game yesterday. A.J. Hinch saying, let's keep our eye on stealing 3-0 and hit 3-0, because he said, hey, with the pitching we see today, sometimes that 3-0 pitch is by far the best pitcher. Go ahead and swing at it.
But what's unusual, and Todd, you could speak to this, back when you played, and it wasn't that long ago, you worked to count 3-0, 3-1. You're going to get a fastball, no more. I mean, you might get a changeup on that pitch.
100% nowadays. Kind of happened in the mid to late to my career. I remember the first time I was 3-0 count. Yadier Molina's catch, and they threw a curveball. He caught it. We looked at each other. He says, yeah, Poppy, that's how it goes. And we were laughing. I'm like, oh my God, this is a different ball game right now.
1-2. Grounded foul.
Rogers got that high leg kick, so anything away, if he's not in the right position, he's going to have to get that butt out swing and reach out for it. But if he gets a fastball, he can hit those fastballs. Those sliders, it makes it harder. It makes it harder for him to hit.
2 for 4 in yesterday's game. And the 1-2. Broken bat, looper, and caught by Pena. Hey, the best of 3 wild card round rolls on later with the Mets and the Brewers at 7:30 on ESPN, and the Braves and the Padres rounding out the night at 8:30. That's on ESPN too. Now we're doing this, playoff series, and the playoff series are done nationally, but we want to note, because I know you're all missing them on each side of the aisle. Todd Callis does such a great job on TV for the Astros. Jason Benetti with the Tigers. Can't replace your guys, but we'll do the best that we can.
2 really good guys right there too.
That's the toughest part about being a local TV guy. You date the girl all year, and then somebody else takes her to the prom.
You've been doing it for a while now.
A lot of proms. 1-1. 1-2.
Oh!
2-2.
What was that?
2-2 now. Todd, he's letting it all hang out, isn't he? Going crazy. Meadow is down on strikes.
So when Dusty Baker was here, he went fishing a few times with Hunter Brown because he knew he loved to go fishing, and he learned an awful lot about Hunter Brown when going fishing, and he realized he has 3 older sisters. So Dusty determined with 3 older sisters, they did everything for him. So he said every once in a while you have to give this guy a kick in the butt because his sisters were always taking care of him growing up. Only Dusty could figure that out.
0-1 on Kerry Carpenter.
That's out.
1-1. Slugging leaders this season, minimum 250. And you see Kerry Carpenter in pretty good company. The interesting part is he's obviously struggling against lefties, but a lot of hitters are like that, but they have to work through it. If you don't face lefties, you're never going to work through it. So I wonder when that comes into play, maybe next year. Swing and a miss. Carpenter down on strikes. The out is made at first, and that'll do it. As the Tigers go down in order after 2.5, it's 0-0. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Back here at Minute Maid, first pitch of the bottom of the third is a strike to Chas McCormick.
McCormick pinch hit in the 9th inning yesterday. That was his first plate appearance since September 10th, coming back from a broken hand.
1-1.
He's in there partly because he doesn't chase, and they know that with a bullpen game like this, they're counting on the Astro hitters to chase out of the strike zone, and this guy has great plate discipline.
Ground ball, shortstop, Sweeney. 1 out. Now, we told you about the Astros having been here and done that. Since 2017, they've won 8 elimination games. The only teams that have won more over that time, the Dodgers and the Yankees, have won 9. So when you've been here and you've conquered it, I don't think there's that fear.
No, not at all. When you got a guy in Altuve who's done it in 15 games, he's batted before this first at bat. He's batted .328 with 1.029 on base plus slugging percentage. I mean, talk to me of a clutch player right there.
Now they just tempted fate. They threw him a fastball, and he lined it foul on the first pitch. Altuve grounded to third. That was in the first. 27 postseason home runs. Only Manny Ramirez has had more. Count 1 and 2.
And you asked me if he's taller than I am or I'm taller than him. Is that a trick question? Everyone's taller than me. But I've done multiple height offs with him. He's an inch taller than me. And he's one of the greatest postseason players ever, one of the greatest second basemen ever. Just another reminder, this game is open to all shapes and sizes as long as you have the skill to play it. He's the perfect example.
It's beautifully said, because, I mean, there are certain sports that if you're a certain size, you can't play that sport. But he's proven everybody wrong. He almost had to plead for an opportunity, had to come back a second day to try out. And, you know, he's got Hall of Fame credentials. That's how good he is. And he's down looking. And that looks like it's going to do it for Hannafy. With the 2 lefties coming up, A.J. Hinch is out of the dugout.
Notice Hannafy just gives him the ball because he knows this is it. Everybody knows their role here.
Just an amazing assembly line, and it's working. Brent Herter, the third pitcher used by A.J. Hinch, comes in, 2 outs, nobody on in the third, and Kyle Tucker coming to the plate. Those are the numbers in just 10 games for Herter.
6 walks, 38 strikeouts, and 45 in the third innings.
He's 26 years old, from Georgia, and made his major league debut on August 4th. Sinker sweeper guy.
They hit 184 off the sweeper.
Now, check this out. In July, he had a 6.44 ERA at AAA. Then he added a little rocking motion at the start of his delivery, and it changed everything.
Something just to switch in your brain that, all right, this could be my calming mechanism here to slow everything down.
Crowd trying to energize the Astro team, who has not yet held a lead in the first 2 games.
He was ready to launch right there. Another 3-0 swing. He's like, you know what? If I'm going to get a fastball to hit, he was probably looking in because his front hip fell out a little bit. So, all right, 3-1. You're right back where you need to be.
And there's a walk. Well, you don't like to walk anybody in front of Yordan Alvarez, and that's what you just did.
We talked yesterday. Dusty Baker told me He's Willie McCovey. Others compare him to David Ortiz. Swing selection, hits the ball to all fields. Hitter first, power hitter second.
Broken bat, ground ball. Keith to Torkelson, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. 3 in the books. Nothing.
Top of the 4th from Houston. I'm here with Astros manager Joe Espada. And Joe, you said you had no hesitation going with Hunter Brown in an elimination game. We're seeing some of the reason why. What makes him so special in your mind?
You know, his stuff, his competitiveness. You know, he likes big moments, and this is a big moment. And I fully trust him for a game like this.
Joe, thank you so much, guys. Back to you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Alden. As we start the top of the 4th, let's be honest, okay? We can't let this be unsaid. Alden, profile and courage. His left eye is so red that you see he's strategically moving away from the camera. And he said, does this look bad? And Todd and I said, yeah, it looks awful. Just to make him really feel awful.
He's got to bring glasses. The contacts are killing him right now. It's the air out here in Texas. I don't know. Poor guy. He's working through it, though.
1-1.
So we saw Joe Espada there. So I was on the field before the game, and he was hitting fungos. And he said, that's one thing I really miss from being a coach.
There's the eye.
Poor Alden.
So he misses the fungo aspect?
Yes, as a coach, he used to hit fungos every day. But he came out and hit him today, and he hits a pop-up to the catcher or an infielder just about as well as anyone I've ever seen. Todd, you know how hard that is to do with fungo.
Very hard.
Tipped into the glove of Diaz, and Bierling down on strikes. 6 strikeouts. Here's Riley Green.
Of course, he led the team with 24 homers, led the team with 74 RBIs. Hard to find a whole lot of playoff teams that don't have a 25 homer guy or a 75 RBI guy. But again, doesn't matter with the Tigers. They're getting production from all over the place.
1-1.
He came real close yesterday of taking one out of the park, too. Hit a nice double. One hopped over the wall there in right field. He has the power to do it. If he can keep his hands inside the baseball more often than none, good things are going to happen.
When you talk about the big turning point for this team, it was in Williamsport, the Sunday night game. Riley Green came back healthy. Parker Meadows came back healthy. They beat the Yankees that night in a walk-off, and that's when everything started to turn.
Boy, Brown is just rearing back and challenging them. They're not hitting his fastball. That one is skied into left center field. On the run, McCormick, and he runs it down. Covering a lot of real estate, and he hauled it in, taking away an extra base hit.
From our view right here, it looked like that was an automatic double. We talk about good center field play. Cruising to that baseball in center field. McCormick makes it look really easy going to his right. Big out there in the 4th inning.
And he's one of those odd position players who throws left-handed and bats right-handed. A very good center field.
Pitches high to Colt Keith. He struck out in the 2nd.
And the guy who played center field yesterday for the Tigers, Jake Myers, is also a left-handed thrower, right-handed hitter a la Ricky Henderson. 2 guys on the same team. Most unusual.
Now, what we've seen in these 2 games and also the 3 games yesterday, not that many balls left the yard.
I think we had 2 home runs in 4 games yesterday, both in the Padres-Braves game. It shows you, Todd, elite pitching in the postseason.
Always prevails, and that's why it's gotten better and better as the years went on. These pitchers right now in the offseason, they go do these integral things just to make them bigger, stronger, and throw harder. I've never understood it, but it works for these guys.
2-1. 2-2.
Wish they had something for hitters that could make more power. You know, I get bigger and stronger, but why am I not hitting the ball 450 instead of 420, you know?
You know, Yankee manager Aaron Boone once told me, he said, home runs might be down, but still the percentage of runs scored in the postseason via home runs is higher than it is in the regular season.
Right.
You still have to hit home runs to win.
Absolutely. It's the way it works in this game.
And some teams especially have to figure that out. If they're not hitting home runs, they're definitely going to lose.
2-2.
Reggie Jackson just came in to say hi to the booth. How about that?
Nice of a Hall of Famer to drop by.
So a few years ago, he tried to get into the Indians clubhouse during the postseason, but he didn't have his pass, and they didn't recognize the young guy at the desk. So he says, "What's your name?" And Reggie said, the guy said, "Spell your name." And he said, "Spell my name, M-R-O-C-T-O-B-E-R.
Grounded to short. Pena backhands, fires, and another 1-2-3 inning for Brown as the Tigers go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth.
Bottom of the fourth in Houston. I'm here with Tigers manager A.J. Hinch. And A.J., you promised pitching chaos in Game 2. What can you tell us about the plan moving forward?
We're everybody all on deck. I mean, obviously, Scooble's not going to pitch today, but we got 11 other guys. They're all available, and we'll see how the rest of the game plays out.
Good enough. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, A.J. Thank you, Alden. So the bullpen is always ready, always stretching, because they could be called at any time. That's just the way the Tigers play the game when Tarek Scooble's not on the mound. And they've done it to the best record in baseball since August 11th. And their bullpen, second in ERA whip, opponent's batting average against opponent's OPS. They're keeping the lefty Herder to face Bregman.
You win in the postseason with a deep, versatile bullpen, and that's what both of these teams have, but especially Detroit's the last 2 months.
You talk about deep, and then there's extra deep. This is
11-man deep.
Bullpen for the ages.
Now, Herder against righties. Righties hit just 225 against them. They slugged 296. Lefties, batting average 188, but the slugging is higher at 344. So his splits are pretty good, so they will trust him against some righties. Foul ball. That foul ball knocked his pitch comm off. Boom. So on September 13th, Tigers playing the Orioles. Bo Brisky was the opener. He went 4 up, 4 down. Herder came in, retired 17 in a row to take a combined perfect game into the 8th inning. But he walked Adley Rushman to break it up. Then Gunnar Henderson broke up the combined no-hitter with 1 out to go against Tyler Holton.
There's never been a combined perfect game in the history of baseball. That's about as close as you're going to come, Tigers in September.
That one is cracked to center field. Meadows back, still back. On the track, he makes the play in front of the wall for out number 1. Speaking of Gunnar Henderson, 4:30 today, ESPN. Royals against the Orioles. Royals up 1-0. They won 1-0 yesterday. And that game will start 4:30 Eastern time on ESPN.
How about the 2 shortstops in that game? Oof. They are part of a incredibly bright future for baseball when you got those two guys playing shortstop at such a young age.
1-0 count on Yainer Diaz. Two 2-0.
Yainer, the last 4 months in the regular season, was a top hitter in Major League Baseball. This guy has been doing it, and he's been coming on strong here. Astros looking for a big key hit from him.
You know, the move was away from Martin Maldonado, who the pitchers love pitching to. He wasn't a great hitter, but as long as Maldonado was around, the pitchers were going to demand to pitch to him, and Diaz wasn't going to see as much time. And that one is lined into right center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Meadows, and he will hold Diaz to a single. Diaz drove in the only run yesterday. Picks up a 1-out single here in the fourth.
Stays behind the ball, reaches out just a little bit, but when you have barrel control, it doesn't matter where it's pitched. 103 off the bat for Yainer.
Here's Caratini, and he gets plunked.
Take it, Todd.
Yeah.
First and second, 1 out.
Yeah, just a fastball that got away, came across. Arm came out before the body came through.
Chris Federer, the pitching coach, will come out and talk with Herter.
This MLB season, FanDuel is taking you out to every ball game. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed.
You know, Federer plays a big role in what the Tigers do. A lot of trust. It's very collaborative between Federer and Hinch. Hinch talks to Federer. Who do we worry about in the lineup? Who do you think neutralizes that worry? And then Hinch does the same thing, and they come up with a plan.
Yeah, they always have meetings. I mean, the pitching staff and the manager. But these meetings with the Tigers has got to take a little longer than usual, especially not knowing exactly what you really want to do with only one real starting pitcher.
Well, Brisky is up in the bullpen. And the pitch to Pena is low and inside, 1-0. You do not want the Astros to put up a crooked number because Brown is really dealing.
And the Astros have the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings covered with 3 tremendous relief pitchers.
And what a great start in his postseason career. Won the ALCS and World Series MVP in 2022. Since then, he struggled.
See, like right there, when you're struggling, you got a 2-0 pitch. That's the pitch you got to be more aggressive towards. That pitch right there, I'm going to try and drive that one in the gap, if not over their head. You can't take that pitch.
Hit Sharply to short. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. Got him to hit it right into the ground. A 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. We played 4 at Minute Maid Park, and it is nothing here. We will be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Spencer Torkelson leads off, takes a pitch outside. Now, our second base umpire, Alfonso Marquez, is actually wearing a camera tonight, so we have a pretty unique perspective.
Crew chief, Alfonso Marquez. So, Michael, before the game, I watched Torkelson take ground balls, you know, really close up with Joey Cora. He had a glove on his left hand, and he had a glove on his right hand. I've never seen that before. Todd, you've never seen it either, right?
No, but
I think the best part of it, the explanation he gave is you have to work both sides of your brain. Just like a hitter, when you warm up, take 5 or 6 from the left side if you're a righty and vice versa. I always did that when I warmed up as a hitter, but didn't understand why not do it as a fielder, too? It makes tons of sense.
Torkelson does it every day, he told me.
I've never seen that.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
And he told me it gets you to looking at both sides, looking to your right and looking to your left. He said, when I first started doing it, I was terrible at it. I couldn't catch anything in my right hand. But he said, I've gotten better at it, and it's a really helpful drill.
Two-two. Foul back. One hit for the Tigers, 2 for the Astros. Tiger hit the double by McKinstry. And a single by Bregman. And a single by Diaz for Houston. Swing and a miss. McKinstry made a great play on the first play of the game. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Arm strength 70.6 miles per hour on a hop, and the nice stretch by Torkelson. Then he used the glove on the left hand there to get Altuve. Pitch up and away. 1-0.
Todd, you played third base a million years.
Yes.
How hard is that play to make? You're going the wrong direction, throwing off 1 foot from that far away.
Very difficult, and the best thing he did there was got rid of the ball as quick as he could. If he had to break down 1 or 2 more steps, no doubt about it, he would have been safe at first. But again, the reaction time, the footwork, bang, bang, boom, throw it over. You know what? If you have the arm strength like that, you can do it with ease.
Altuve backhands and fires. Got him. You think postseason, you think plays like that. Tim, you think of Brooks Robinson and Greg Nettles.
Well, Brooks Robinson's the greatest defensive third baseman of all time. Won 16 Gold Gloves. Completely dominated the '70 World Series against the Reds. I have 1,000 stories about that. I won't tell you any of them now, but Greg Nettles was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, against the Dodgers in '77 and '78. Put on a show. Pitches low to Sweeney.
By the way, on this date 50 years ago, Al Kaline announced his retirement. Al Kaline, after Ty Cobb, for me, is the greatest Tiger ever. One of the great gentlemen in the game, I believe. Second greatest defensive right fielder ever. 3,000 hits, 399 homers. Second greatest Tiger ever.
Now, we challenged him about this before the game, throwing out different Tigers, Miguel Cabrera, all the like, but he held firm with Al Kaline.
Look, there's Hank Greenberg, there's Charlie Gehringer, there's Hal Newhouser, there's Justin Verlander. There are a million of them, but I am confident it's Al Kaline. By the way, he told me once he was a better high school basketball player than he was a baseball player, and he won a batting title in the big leagues when he was 20. That's how great an athlete Al Kaline was.
Listen, they have those conversations all the time. Baseball players are really good athletes. They can do basketball better and football, and I'll leave it at that.
So you don't think that a football player could play baseball?
They're more athletic.
Okay.
But, you know, being an athlete or doing the other sports, like, Tim, makes sense. You can
I'm
shoot a
100% certain you put a ball of any kind into the hands of a baseball player, he's going to know what to do with it more than, say, a football player or a basketball player when you put him on the baseball field. It's not a criticism. The skill required to play this sport transfers to the other sports much easier.
You said it much better than me. That's why you're next to me. I appreciate that.
Now, I've heard, Tim, I don't know, you could back this up, that Frazier was unbelievable on the court.
Scored 1,000 points in high school.
I know. Lit it up.
Till he went up against J.R. Smith.
Very true.
He got 38 in the second half against Thompson.
Yeah, but he shut him down the first half.
Humbled.
Shut him down.
I got humbled really quick in the second half.
1-2. Runner goes. The throw to second. It's kicked away, but staying right there at second is Sweeney. What you see around baseball now is the throw is purposely on the second base side, and then they can swipe tag and get him maybe on the thigh or the calf before he reaches second base, but it actually hit Sweeney, so they could make it work.
Yeah, and you can't block the bag, as we know. That new rule that they put in and instilled. You might as well throw it up there, try and get him on the backside.
And that's why the skill and the art of being a tagger is very important. Javi Baez, great tagger. J.J. Hardy, great tagger. Derek Jeter, great tagger. It's a skill.
And you saw Hunter Brown on the mound there say, hey, my bad, because he thought, you know, if he threw a better pitch, he might have had a better chance to get him out and get out of that inning. This is the guy that kick-started him yesterday, too, so he's been around.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second for the Tigers. Swing and a miss. 8th strikeout in 5 innings for Hunter Brown. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We are halfway through. 0-0. Pretty nasty pitch to get out of the man on second jam. The 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. Hey, the divisional round starts Friday on Fox and TBS. The winner of this series will take on Cleveland Saturday afternoon on TBS. Check MLB.com for start times and networks as matchups are finalized. Pinch hitter Mauricio Dubon pinch hits for Hayward with the lefty on the mound, and there's a strike. Herder came on to get the final out of the 3rd. Pitched a scoreless 4th. Now starting the 5th. Hit sharply, a base hit. Pinch hit single for Dubon.
Dubon, a happy-go-lucky guy, always in the clubhouse smiling. Fastball in the outer half, drives it to the left side. He's a kickstarter for sure. This guy loves to play the game, and he is always happy. Astros got something going here.
And with McCormick coming up, we go downstairs to Alden Gonzalez.
Hey guys, yesterday Chas McCormick took an at-bat for the first time in nearly a month. It was the 9th inning of a playoff game, and he worked an 8-pitch walk. Now, Chas McCormick, who had a fracture in his hand, never went out on a rehab assignment, never saw live pitching. He just spent 4 days hitting off the Astros high-velocity machine, another machine that could mimic the characteristics of every major league pitch, and he felt ready. Todd, you retired only recently. These hitters have so many more toys now to make themselves ready to face velocity than they did, even when you played, probably.
They sure do, 100%.
You know, Tucker did the same thing, did not go out on a rehab assignment and just went to work, played in big league games. It happens a lot because that high-speed machine mimics every single pitcher and every single pitch, so they feel that they can get ready that way.
Stay in there as long as you want to.
1-1 on McCormick. Dubon leads off first. 1-2. Hit shortly. There's Sweeney for 1, and the return throw is not made as Keith dropped the ball. They say he dropped the ball as he removed it out of the glove, so the out is made at second. But Marquez seems to be walking toward the Astro dugout to see if they're going to challenge. They are not. So it could have been a double play. Would have been close.
I think it would have been 2, but on the transfer, he drops the ball. He definitely had that long enough for the out at second.
Yeah, definitely on the transfer. But again, that could have been a double play. Little things in the game that we might look back on right here.
Well, the pitching chaos continues. Herder is out. Altuve's coming up. They'll call on a righty. Stay right here on ABC. Bo Brisky, 3.59 ERA. He pitched a lot this year, and he closed out the game yesterday. A lot of nail biting when he came in, but he got out of it with that line drive by Hayward to Torkelson.
So Tiger-like. He gets the last out yesterday. He's pitching in the 5th inning today.
Altuve at the plate. High fly ball. Center field. Meadows makes the play. We're out number 2. So Altuve, as is his wont, jumps on the first pitch.
4 at-bats yesterday, total of 9 pitches seen. And equally aggressive today.
And again, you don't want to change what he does best.
Of course not.
When he's on, he's driving that ball in the gap or hitting it over the wall. So the guy of his stature, you got to let him keep swinging, be a free swinger. A reliever comes in, you're getting a pitch. You want to be ready for that first pitch. And a lot of guys are going to see a lot of relievers here. And if you do get that one pitch you like, and if it's the first one, go ahead and attack it.
One and 0. Tucker struck out in the first, walked in the third, so no contact day so far. McCormick, who is fast, leads off the first, held there by Torkelson. Sweeney shades up the middle. The third baseman McKinstry playing where a shortstop would play. Once again, in the outfield, they shift the other way.
Lots of room down the right field line.
For sure. 1 and 2.
It's so hard to get used to a game like this as a hitter, too. You got a starter that usually comes in, throws 5, 6 innings. It's a different guy you're facing every time you're up at the plate.
Runner goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second. Not in time. It's a stolen base. McCormick is in the 85th percentile in sprint speed, and he took off.
He went on a really good pitch, too, low and away. All Rogers could do was grab it and actually throw underneath, little sidewinder. Something you do in the playground. Just gets the hand in there, too.
So the Astros have a runner in scoring position. 0-0. 2-2 count on Tucker. Strike 3. Tucker down looking. So Brisky comes on and gets 2 outs. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Brisky got the final out yesterday. And he gets the final out of the 5th inning today, painting the outside corner for strike 3. Oh, we got a good one. Game 2. 0-0 as we go to the 6th, top of the Tigers' order against Hunter Brown. First pitch popped up and out of play.
You know, an underrated part about yesterday's game was Parker Meadows in the 2nd inning beating out that ground ball that kept that inning going. He's 6'5". He can really run, and all the Tigers were talking about that today. We don't win that game if he doesn't beat out that ball in the 2nd inning.
Driven deep to right field. Did he get it? Going way back. See ya. A home run. Parker Meadows goes yard, and it's 1-0 Tigers.
Parker Meadows absolutely demolished this ball to right field. It actually hit the foul pole, ricocheted back in. They've been looking for someone today to do some damage, and finally, Parker Meadows comes through in the 6th inning. Look where this pitch is. Fastball, good location, up and in. He was looking there, asking for that ball to stay fair.
And remember, all these big hits that have come in the last 6 weeks, Parker Meadows had that 2-out, 2-strike grand slam in San Diego, down 3-0 to win that game 4-3. And here's another huge swing by Parker Meadows.
Boy, that pulled the plug on this crowd. It's very quiet in Minute Maid Park. Dribbled slowly to second base. Altuve charging, firing, and they get Carpenter for the first out.
Watch this ball here. Look at hands through. Body stays behind the ball. Hits it sky high. Ricochets off the H in the chicken sign. Look at the watch party out in Comerica Park. Yeah, the boys are fired up right there.
The pitch to Vierling is a strike. Oh, 2.
We were talking about this. Who's going to come up clutch from both sides? And it took until the 6th inning.
That's kind of the secret of the Tigers. It could have been anybody. That's the way they played this season.
Still 0-2. One nothing Detroit. Detroit wants to win today, avoid their 10th winner-take-all playoff game. 5-4 in the previous 9. The Tigers have not won a postseason series since 2013, so it's been a long time for the fans of Detroit. And they've got themselves a scrappy, entertaining bunch. Still plenty of time to go in this one, though. Strike 3. Vierling down looking. That brings up Riley Green. Hinch wants to get a closer look. 1-0.
And Hunter Brown, too, as well, just getting after it, too. Even after the home run, doesn't matter. He's still prowess out there doing what he has to do.
So the last 5 postseason appearances by Detroit. So they ended the long drought by getting a wild card. They are in the postseason and trying to advance. 2-1 on Riley Green.
And Detroit is a great baseball town. And Todd, you're too young for this, but that '84 Tiger team and the way that city supported it, that was breathtaking to watch.
It's not just a great baseball town, it's a great sports town. The way they support the Lions and the Pistons and the Red Wings. They're a great sports town. Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Green.
He's at 98 pitches right now, so you think about this, this could be, I would give him another chance. This could be the last inning, definitely, for him.
And here's the payoff. And he walked him. Green works a walk with 2 outs here in the 6th. And Joe Espada said 99 is enough. So he's going to take the ball from Hunter Brown. And Brown does not seem that pleased. And Brown's going to get a nice hand. And he's telling his teammates, let's go. Todd, Tim, that was a well-deserved ovation.
2 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts. That was tremendous, and he's only coming out of the game because they have such a deep, versatile bullpen. They have tremendous arms on the way. Otherwise, you keep him in. That's how good he was.
Yeah, he was dominant, too. And watching him throughout this whole game here today, he established that fastball. And I think as a pitcher nowadays, people throw so hard, but you got to have pinpoint control. And he established it up in the zone. As you see some of these strikeouts right here, 94 mile an hour plus, and umped it up to 98, 99. When you're establishing up in the zone, everything else looks that much harder to hit. And he did give up 1 pitch that I thought was well located. It's just Parker Meadows was looking in there, no problem, drove that one over the wall again. Outstanding job, 99 pitches, 5 2/3, 9 Ks.
And when you're a young man like that, to step up in the cauldron of a must-win situation and pitch that way, that's pretty impressive. So he has nothing to hang his head about. His offense is not cooperating yet.
And that's why he got game 2, and that's why there was no question he was going to get game 2, because they knew he was capable of this.
So they will turn to Brian Abreu. You see Abreu's numbers, 32% strikeout rate. And it'll be Abreu against Keith with Green at first, held there by Caratini. It's 1-0 Tigers.
4-seam slider guy, 2 pitches. Both of them dominate.
1-0.
League has hit 166 off of that slider. He throws 97 miles an hour with a 4-seamer. 103 strikeouts this year.
He has 38 holds this season. That leads the major leagues. He sets up along with Ryan Presley, Josh Hader. And he's checking in with Justin Verlander, the Sage, the veteran who's been there and done that. Not on the active roster for this series, but still very much a part of this team and a leader.
Yeah, big-time leader. He's that role guy right now, trying to will his team and talk to the pitching staff a little bit and let them know you execute well like Hunter did, good things are going to happen.
Three and 1 on Colt Keith. And there's ball 4. So 2 straight walks puts runners on first and second for Torkelson.
Again, 32 walks and 78 1/3. That's the only issue with him. Every once in a while, he'll miss that strike zone.
Major League Baseball celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the contributions made by the Latino baseball community. Follow at Los Mayores and at MLB. For more information, visit losmayores.com. First and second, 2 outs. Torkelson. He's 0 for 2. This guy the other way and out of play. Reached on an E4 throwing error by Altuve in the second, then struck out in the 5th. Altuve up the middle for Torkelson, about as far as you can legally go. Can't be right behind the bag anymore. Count 1-1, but he's close.
Torkelson, a very, very dangerous hitter in these spots, too. We understand he struggled a little bit this year, sent down, now back up. This is what A.J. Hinch wants him to do, be clutch.
Good slider dropped in there for strike 1 and 2.
He got in trouble earlier this year, just trying to pull the ball too much. He's best when he hits the ball in the center of the field, gaps. He'll get back to that. He's a really good hitter.
Meadows with the home run to start the inning. Now 1st and 2nd, 2 outs, 1-2 count on the Tigers' first baseman. Just missed as Abreu took a step toward his dugout, thinking it was strike 3. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Swing and a tip into the glove of Diaz, and that'll do it. But the Tigers get a run, and they get it in a loud way. Parker Meadows jumps on a fastball from Hunter Brown. Sends it down the right field line. Fair or foul? Oh, it was fair, and it is 1-0 Tigers. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The ESPN Bet live odds are on your screen right now. And ESPN Bet is the official sportsbook of ESPN. New players can get their first bet on today's game insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Scan the QR code to download the ESPN Bet app and get started today. What a play. One-0 count on Alvarez as we start the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Tigers.
He is such a good hitter that if you get him out with a changeup in the 1st inning, he will hunt that changeup for the rest of the game. And then when he gets another one, he will not miss it. That's what great hitters can do.
Now, he's not playing at 100%. What percent do we have of Alvarez? Let's check in with Alvin.
Yeah, Michael, a few days after he suffered that knee sprain on September 22nd, he didn't think playing in a series like this was going to be possible. The inflammation on that right knee was that bad. He said that he's basically surviving mostly on adrenaline. He feels like he could put weight on it, but the adrenaline is carrying him right now.
Now carries him to first base via the walk. And he really is base to base. He hit a double yesterday in the 9th inning. He labored to get to second base.
Right, and this is so interesting, Todd. Obviously, you can't pinch run for him here because he's the best hitter on the team, and yet he can't move very well at all. And he's the...
Here's Bregman. Bregman has 19 postseason home runs. He played 7 full years in the majors. Every single year he's been in the ALCS. That one is drilled to left field. It stays up there for Green for out number 1.
Man, he's had some really good at-bats these 2 games here. Hit the ball hard on a couple at-bats so far today. Saw a lot of pitches first game, too. He's spot on, just not finding the hole right there for a nice hit.
Line drive single, deep fly ball to center field, line drive to left field, 3 hit on the button.
There's Diaz. Count on Diaz, and a ground ball to third. The throw to second, 1 on to first. It's a double play around the horn, started by McKinstry. We played 6. It is 1-0 Tigers on ABC. Three innings left in the Astros season. Unless they rally against a Tiger bullpen that is pretty darn tough. It'll be the bottom third of the Tiger order against Brian Abreu, who came on to get the final out of the 6th inning. And McKinstry takes low and inside 1-0. McKinstry 1 for 2, a double and a ground ball to second. 3 hits for the Astros, just 2 for the Tigers, but one of the 2, the home run off the bat of Parker Meadows. Hit sharply on one hop, to Altuve. From the outfield grass, he makes the play. One away.
It's going to be interesting to see what A.J. Hinch is going to do here in these last couple innings. Who he has warming up, who's going to bring in. This is where the master goes to work here as a manager.
He said he had 11 pitchers available today. He's only used 4 of them, and he's got 7 more to go if he needs them.
You know who he has warming up in the bullpen right now? Jackson Jobe.
One of the great pitching prospects in the game. They kept him on the roster because he has overpowering stuff.
But I mean, imagine a kid with so little experience. I think 2 games.
He's pitched in 4 innings.
Yeah, 4 innings, and he's going to come into an elimination game where you can move on to the next round. That's pretty gutsy.
And I love it that they would be that courageous enough to put him on. Say he's overpowering.
That one is right back to Abreu. 2-away. Hey, we apologize for having some technical difficulties here in Houston. So if the audio sounds a little off, we apologize for that. Hang with us, trying to work through it and get it fixed. So 2 down, that brings up Jake Rogers. Rogers 0 for 2. And Abreu deals. Fouled away.
Such a good story. Undrafted out of high school, ends up in the Astros system, gets over here in the Justin Verlander trade. Now he's their primary catcher. Terrific defensive catcher, as we saw in Game 1.
0-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A dominant inning for Abreu. He retires the bottom of the Tiger order. It's time for the stretch. The 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. A view from the umpire cam being worn by Alfonso Marquez, second base umpire. And what a view right now watching 22-year-old Jackson Jobe come in to a game of this import. He made his major league debut last Wednesday. Here he is in the playoffs. 2 games he pitched were in different roles. His debut was a scoreless inning. Then on Saturday, he pitched 3 hitless innings in a bulk relief spot. 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft out of high school. Here he is.
One of the top young pitching prospects in the game. 4-seamer, cutter, changeup, sweeper, overpowering stuff.
And he almost hit Caratini, and he did. So Caratini is a tying run hit by a pitch.
It's his 2nd time getting hit by a pitch today. One from the right side, now on the left side. Okay, see the nerves a little bit. So as a young pitcher coming in, get that out of your system, breathe a little bit, and if you're the Astros, keep on putting the pressure here.
Jobe, number 2 on Baseball America's top 100 prospects list behind Roman Anthony, the outfielder of the Red Sox. Fouled off. 0-1 on Pena.
Only 4 innings, but 1 hit, no runs, only 1 walk. He just pounded the strike zone in his 2 previous appearances.
And a strike. I know they do chaotic things. This is a chance you're taking right here.
One of the things that A.J. Hinch told his team before the playoffs started was be fearless, and this is fearless.
Jobe, 22 years old, from Oklahoma City. And he deals. 2-2. Jackson's dad, Brant, pro golfer on the PGA Champions Tour. 2-2. That one is looped into center field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. Caratini will move to second. A single for Pena. And the Astros have runners on first and second and nobody out.
Last at bat, he hit one hard, turned a double play on him. One hopper to shortstop. This one gets jammed a little bit, little dinker out there to center field. I think this is a good time out here to calm him down a little bit. Say, hey, understand something. You're one pitch away from getting 2 outs here. Control what you can control.
So the pitching coach, Chris Fetter, tries to calm down the 22-year-old. A hit batter and then a bloop single to center field.
So, Todd, yesterday in the 9th inning, first and second down 2 runs, the Astros bunted. Are you bunting here with nobody out?
I think it's a definite bunt situation again.
Dubon has 3 sack bunts this year. He's squaring and then was going to swing the ball outside. Torkelson is in on the grass. McKinstry is hedging his bet in the cutout at third.
If I'm Torkelson here, I'm crashing a little bit harder. Get up his...
2-0. Job having a hard time here in the count through the pitch count. He has to step off. This crowd is making it difficult on this young man. So now he and Rogers will talk to Jordan Baker about the pitch count. And they're going to bring out a new one. You know, you mentioned Hal Newhouser earlier. I think Hal had a problem with the pitch count in the postseason once. Baseball has certainly evolved.
He won the Triple Crown of pitching in 1945.
Yes, he did. Eligible Capital One rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information.
It's like an extra timeout here too as well. I know he had a manager or pitching coach come out. It's another timeout to breathe. Forget about everything else. Get your pitch and throw it.
And that one is bunted. And it's going to be a base hit. McKinstry could not field it cleanly. Would have been a tough play anyway. Bases loaded. Nobody out.
Well, that was a tremendous bunt because he made McKinstry field that ball with his glove. He couldn't get it out. I don't think he gets him at first anywhere there. I think that's a knock.
Perfect execution. Not only did he get the guys over, but now he got on base too as well. Nobody out, bases loaded. Looks like pinch hitter coming up.
Going to be John Singleton pinch hitting for Chas McCormick. Now, does Hinch stay with Job? He's faced the requisite 3 batters. He could go to the bullpen if he likes. And it looks like he's going to stay with Job. One for 4 with runners in scoring position today. 2 for 7 yesterday for the Astros.
We told you yesterday they had 10 grand slams last year, 0 grand slams this year. Bases loaded.
The 1-0. 1-1.
Singleton is such a patient hitter that occasionally they have to tell him, don't be so passive at the plate, go get him. He has such a good eye.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
That was a beauty right there. Pulled the string there on the changeup. Favorable count for him right now. If you're Singleton, you're trying to drive the ball here. Get this run in.
And the pitch. 2-2 on the pinch hitter, John Singleton. Well, this is as loud as it's been in these two games. It's even louder than it was in the 9th inning yesterday. So much on the line in this one. Grounded and grabbed by Torkelson. He's going to come home, and the ball is dropped. The run scores. We're tied at 1.
So normally you say you just got to get it out here, but Torkelson had time to get the play at the plate. He one-hops the catcher, and Jake Rogers, a tremendous defender, could not come up with the ball in the dirt. Todd, is that the right play for Torkelson?
I think it's the right play, especially 1-0 in the latter stages of the game. Again, he couldn't get up, made a tough throw. That would have been an unbelievable play by Rogers. Tried playing it like an infielder to smother it, just couldn't come up with it.
Well, that forces the infield in a 1-1 game. Still nobody out. You've got the great Jose Altuve at the plate.
27 career postseason homers. And a first pitch swinger.
Popped up toward the roof at Minute Maid Park. Coming over is Vierling. He makes the play. Here comes the runner. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He is safe. Pena scores, and it's 2-1 Astros.
Nobody out, Todd. They sent him on that play. That is a gutsy call. Gary Pettis, the third base coach, never hesitant to be aggressive. Pena beat the play.
Dubon also moved to third on the throw. And that is going to do it for 22-year-old Jackson Jobe. As A.J. Hinch will signal for another pitcher from the bullpen with Kyle Tucker due up. So the Astros have taken the lead, their first lead of the series. We'll be back. Well, the Astros take the lead on a gutsy send at third base.
Todd, that was more than gutsy.
Yeah, I think it was. And if you see this on the replay, it's a slight hesitation from Vierling in right field, and there was no stopping him from going home there. What an unbelievable tag up by Pena. Slides right in there just in time.
Sean Gunther comes on, and he deals to Tucker low and away.
So Vierling had to come such a long way to get to that ball that he never really got his feet set once he caught it. And you're right, Todd, a slight hesitation, and that was the reason he beat it by a hair at the plate.
Let's see if they turn two here. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. So Sean Gunther comes on and gets out of a jam, but the Astros take the lead. We go to the 8th. Houston's up by 1.
Parker Meadows leads off against the new Astro pitcher, Ryan Presley. And there's a strike.
And Presley is one of the great postseason relievers ever. Career 2.22 ERA and has not allowed an earned run in his last 22 1/3 innings in the postseason.
Quickly 0-2 on Meadows. He homered off Hunter Brown in the 6th to give the Tigers a 1-0 lead. Now the Tigers are trailing 2-1, top of the 8th. Top of the order against Presley. Strike 3. Right down the middle. Meadows down looking.
And Todd, there's that curveball. You know, he throws the four-seamer, slider, curveball, and changeup, all for strikes. And when he drops that curveball in there, when you're looking for something else, you got no chance.
And it was a backdoor curveball. Starts out over the outside part of the plate, comes back in. Facing this guy, you got to get on one pitch, and you got to drive that pitch wherever it's going. Here's Carpenter. You know, one thing about this guy, he's going to throw a plethora of off-speed pitches, whether it's a curveball or slider. It's a matter of seeing that pitch way up in the zone because it's going to come back down into your barrel.
And Todd, he's got 4 of them. So as a hitter, you've got 4 elements to deal with.
Now, Presley had 90 saves over the last 3 seasons and posted a 0.34 postseason ERA over the last 3 years, but he moved to a setup role when they signed Josh Hader to that 5-year deal. And Presley said, you know what? I get paid to go out there and get 3 outs. Doesn't matter if it's the 4th inning or the 9th. That one is driven into right center field. It's a base hit. McCormick cuts over, and he will hold Carpenter to a single.
Carpenter does what he does best there against right-handed hitting. It looked like a slider. Stayed right out over the plate there. Drove it to right center. Outfielder's playing no doubles, as we're seeing.
He will try to atone for the late release in right field that allowed the run to score. Ground ball and through for a base hit past the diving Altuve. Carpenter will go to third. It's a single for Vierling, and the Tigers are coming back. First and third, 1 man out.
Well, Altuve was actually shifted way up the middle there. It kind of looked like that was a tailor-made double play. And what they saw with him, they were shifting him over left side for pull. Fastball looked like it was in, and a nice piece of hitting right there by Vierling. Hit it hard. And guess what? This Tiger team, Tim, they don't back down, and they don't care either way. They're going to come fight.
Well, Riley Green will come up with a chance to tie the game and maybe more. Green is 0 for 2 with a walk. Riley Green led the team with 50 RBIs with runners in scoring position. And he's got 1 at third and 1 at first. So he's going to try to get in that one from third. A fly ball could do it. Bregman on the lip of the grass at third. Everybody else at double play depth. Big cut fouled away.
He's going to see a lot of those this at bat. So understandably, that one right there, probably a good one to hit. Nice bite action on that breaking pitch. Be surprised to see a lot of these fastballs unless it's just for show.
And that one gets away. Here comes Carpenter. He will score, and the game is tied at 2 as Vierling moves to second.
Tim, you see this all the time. Catchers now, the way they're positioned, they don't go down and use 2 knees to block that ball. He tried backhanding that one there, and understand when you throw an off-speed pitch, it's going to break one way and land another. Just did not get in front of that ball. Huge mistake.
1-1 on Green, and there's a strike. 1-2.
Diaz is not known as a particularly strong blocker of the ball. That one was really difficult. But you're right, Todd. The new catching style that we have now puts an emphasis on framing a pitch rather than blocking a pitch.
2-2. So Presley, such money in postseason baseball, gives up the single to Carpenter, the single to Vierling, first and third, then a wild pitch, allows the game to be tied.
To repeat, had not allowed an earned run his last 22 1/3 in the postseason.
Swing and a miss, a big strikeout as Green goes down swinging. 2 away.
There's that slider, breaking pitch, down and in on the back foot there. The left-handers, that is so hard to hit and so hard to pick up right out of his hands.
He has tremendous spin on that slider and that curveball.
Here's Colt Keith. This is the first career postseason blown save for Ryan Presley. He had been 14 of 14 before this 8th inning. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Astros have had 47 straight wins when leading entering the 8th inning. So they said they turn him loose on 3-0. Let's see if they do.
Thinking the same thing right there.
Oh, they turned him loose. Swing and a miss.
And no one is surprised. This is, again, the element of the Tigers that we can't look past is their unpredictable nature with their bullpen and what they do at the plate.
And wasn't surprised to see the breaking pitch there, too, as well. They knew he might be swinging. Base open, why not?
And there's ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs. And it looks like they're calling Torkelson back. And here comes Joe Espada. Hader is warming up. So Hader will be coming on. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. So it's time for Josh Hader. Yesterday he came in a game that they were trailing 3-0. He comes in today to try to keep it tied. 71 games this year, 71 innings, 3.80 ERA, strikes out batters at a 38% rate.
105 strikeouts in 71 innings, 14.7 strikeouts per 9 in his career. Todd, overpowering fastball slider.
Now, they were calling Torkelson back, and before anybody could be announced, the move was made to Hader, so Torkelson is again up at the plate. Because the pinch hitter has to be announced before it's official. Now, maybe they were just calling Torkelson back to give him a scouting report, but it looked like Espada was bringing him in no matter what.
Yeah, usually as a manager, you wait until the name's called. But maybe it was already up in his mind. It doesn't matter who's coming. We're bringing in a big lefty.
One run in, first and second, 2 outs. It's a 2-2 game. (3-0) on Torkelson. Another 3-0, Todd.
Yeah, this is a guy, you know a fastball's coming here, so you better be ready. You have one spot you're looking for as a hitter. If it's outside or inside, go after it.
And the pitch was high. He walked him on 4 pitches to load the bases. This Tiger team is a gutty, gritty team. When they fell behind after the bottom of the 7th, you almost felt, well, does this kind of end this magical mystery ride? But they had other ideas. And now they send up Andy Ibanez to pinch hit for McKinstry. And Joshua Miller comes out. Hey, the best of 3 wild card round rolls on later with the Mets and the Brewers at 7:30 on ESPN. Braves and the Padres rounding out the night at 8:30 on ESPN2.
Again, Michael, this is the Tigers. Andy Ibanez hit cleanup yesterday. Did not start today. Went 7 for 42 with 1 extra base hit in September. But he's like every other Tiger. They all expect to be put in this situation. They're all ready for it, and this is the biggest at bat of the season.
Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it away. Hader, 30 years old, 8th big league season. Joined the Astros, a 5-year, $95 million deal. And these are the situations he was paid for. Everything on the line. Fouled away, 0-2. So the pinch hitter quickly down in the count.
Maybe we'll see that slider. He hit 117 against the slider, which he throws at 86 miles an hour.
And the 0-2 pitch. Just missed.
Jordan Baker's been phenomenal back there today. I have to say, he's been really good. Hasn't missed a pitch yet. Good take right there by Ibanez. Just off the plate.
And the 1-2. Popped up behind the plate and out of play.
Tim, you talk about that slider. I think this is the right time to throw that pitch. He's been on he's been on 3 fastballs. Don't get me wrong, it's hard to hit Hader. If you're fouling off some pitches, you're better than most.
You worry about bouncing it past the catcher.
There's always that opportunity, yeah, but I think you have to throw at least one of them.
Line down the left field line. It is a fair ball. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Everybody scores. It's a bases clearing. Big pinch hit for Ibanez. And it is now 5-2 Detroit. Oh my goodness, what a big hit off the bench. Off of Josh Hader.
Todd, he saw every pitch of that at bat. He was all over every one of those. And then he caught one that he could keep fair. Again, taking the extra base, the Tigers did it again. No team took the extra base more than they did. Not only did they get 3 in, they got the runner to third.
It's a double. He goes to third on the throw. So 3 RBIs on the pinch hit by Ibanez.
Incredible. You don't see balls get hit like that off Hader too often. Again, he was looking for a fastball up, left it right out over the plate where he could swing and drive it. It's so hard coming up as a pinch hitter, especially in the playoffs. Takes the air right out of this stadium. And at Comerica Park again, jumping for joy. They know what a monster hit for Ibanez.
Served to left field. Dubon going back, still back, and he makes the play for the final out. An incredible inning for the Tigers as they bounce back. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. All right, so that man with a big bases clearing pinch hit double. And the Tigers lead 5-2, bottom of the 8th. Alvarez takes a pitch inside from Gunther. 1-0. So the Tigers come back. Can the Astros come back?
The Tigers pinch hit this year 187 times. Only the Red Sox did it more. And when A.J. Hinch builds his starting lineup, he is still looking at the bench also, like, where am I going to use these guys? He's got a plan for everyone. And in this case, it worked out perfectly.
Todd, pitch selection to Ibanez, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought he needed to throw a slider there on that last one. I know you want to go fastball up to change the eye levels, but he missed that pitch. And again, you got to take a chance.
There's a ground ball to Keith. Look at the emotion the Tigers are showing. And then the final run scoring. And they are pumped up, and why wouldn't they be?
Bunch of young kids here for the first time in their careers. This has really been impressive, Todd, to watch them the last 2 games.
It's a team that, you know, in all likelihood should not be here. The way they came back and fought those last couple months. Kudos to them and their staff and everybody.
2-0 on Bregman. Now, this could be Bregman's last at bat here in Houston. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. They'd like to keep him, but we'll see if they do. But no reaction to this point from the crowd. What a spectacular career he's had here in Houston. 3-0.
In his final regular season home game, they took him out of the game to kind of make sure everyone knew just in case. This, of course, is a different situation. This is a playoff game that they have to win.
I'll tell you what, the Tigers really picked up their manager because A.J. Hinch took a chance bringing in a 22-year-old with 2 games of Major League experience. And all of a sudden, they lost the lead.
Well, Hinch told the team, be free, be fearless, and have fun. That's how we're going to approach this series. And they've done all 3 of those things.
3-2. Grounded to third. Ibanez across the diamond. 2 away. Astros have had 6 straight postseason losses at home. That's the 4th longest in the wild card era. But there's so many positive stats you could give about the Astros as well. 7 straight trips to the postseason. And in the ALCS, that's just amazing in this day and age with all the levels of the playoffs. So they are not done by any stretch yet, but they're running out of time. Ground ball, backhanded. The throw to first, it's a bad throw, but the tag is made on Diaz for the final out. 3 ground balls by Gunther. And we go to the 9th inning. We are in the 9th inning. 5-5-0 for the Tigers, 2-5-1 for the Astros. The Tigers are 3 outs away from advancing in the playoffs, and the Astros have 3 outs to try to make up a 3-run deficit as Josh Hader stays in to start the 9th inning, and he deals to Jake Rogers. There's a strike.
The youngest team in baseball just scored 4 runs in the 8th inning against one of the great postseason relievers we've ever seen and one of the most dominant closers in the game.
That one is lined to left field. Dubon dives, and he can't make the play. Rogers will stop at first with a single. Hard hit line drive that was sinking. Dubon gave it a try, but couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, nice swing by him right there. Got a fastball to hit. Low sinking line drive. Oh, what a tough play. Would have been a nice catch out there in left field. Just couldn't come up with it. And again, these young Tigers, man, they just keep on pounding. Coming on through. Runners on. Get them over, get them in.
Bregman in on the grass at third. Expecting a bunt. That's what he gets, but it's fouled back by Meadows. So Meadows, who hits a home run down the right field line in the 6th, is trying to bunt here in the 9th for the extra run.
Joey Cora telling him, you got to bunt it to the right side. Bregman is so far up. Get it to the right side here.
1-1.
And Michael, during this amazing run by the Tigers, they had some terrible losses during that 31-13, and yet they were able to just flush that and come back and play the next day. They had a difficult spot here in the 7th, and they forgot all about it and came back in the 8th.
2-1 on Meadows. This crowd kind of in stunned silence right now.
This team is so used to winning. It's very surprising for sure if you're a fan.
A bunt right to Bregman. He's going to fire to second, and they get the force. As you said, Todd, third base was not the place to bunt.
Yeah, you got to get that ball, especially with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. You get that ball to, you know, second base, first base area. He's got to fully turn. And look at Bregman. Salty veteran knowing what to do. Two-hopper, easy money to second base. If he wasn't fast running to first base there, it would have been a double play.
And how about that duck by Hader? He would have gotten hit by the throw from Bregman.
Yeah.
He was right in line. So Malloy will pinch hit for Carpenter. (0-1).
Again, another lesson for the Tigers. They'll pinch hit for anybody at any time, which makes it so difficult to match up against that.
Runner goes, pickoff. The throw to second. Got it. Score that 1-3-4. Altuve with the tag. Now they're checking to see if they're going to challenge. They will not. So 2 away.
That was a first move right there. When his knee came up, we call that a first move steal. Easy pickings right there at second base.
Foul back, 0-2.
Thought it was coming a little closer to the booth. I just kind of flinched.
He did.
It really wasn't that close, Tim.
Well aware.
One and two. Two-way here in the ninth. 6, 7, and 8 in the Astros order, bottom of the ninth inning. Line drive, it's a base hit. A pinch hit single for Malloy. Dubon will get the ball in. So 1 on 2 outs. And here is Vierling. 3 strikeouts and a single and a run scored. Vierling's slight hesitation on that sac foul ball will be just a footnote if the Tigers win this game. They got that big hit in the 8th inning to keep that rally alive.
Michael, my last book was called I'm Fascinated by Sacrifice Flies, and that one was a 197-foot sacrifice fly in foul territory. That was fascinating, and you're right. They might not be a real important play in this game.
So 3-0 on Vierling.
And as your momentum goes towards the foul line, it's tough to kind of gain that back. So ultimately, you are going to get a little hesitation there.
There's a strike. 3-1 on Vierling. Off the glove of Diaz, as Malloy will take second. And it was ball 4 to Vierling. So first and second. And that brings up Riley Green. The Astros right now, they don't have a hop in their step at all. They seem a little bit stunned and a little bit down. It'll be interesting to see if they could summon up the energy to come back in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Again, the Tigers attacked maybe the strongest point of this team is the back end of the bullpen, and scored 4 runs against 2 quality relief pitchers.
Some of the best we're going to see in this era. And for them, it's all about momentum. It's about being precise in your approach. And these young guys just doing it. Nobody over 28 years old, man. Isn't that incredible? When you think when I first came up, the veteran guys would take care of everything. Nah, they can come together at a young age for sure.
Pitch outside to Green. Now, for most of his career, Hader's been a one-inning guy. You're really pushing him right here against Green. There's action in the Astros bullpen. 2-0. And you wondered, did yesterday using him in a 3-0 game have an effect on using him today? All questions that can be asked. He pitched well yesterday. There's a strike.
7 times this year he pitched more than 1 inning, which is a lot for him. But you're right, Michael. 2 days in a row, a lot of work. You got to be ready. This is it. Elimination game.
2-2. Popped up. Bregman giving it a look, but it's in the seats, out of play. Is Bregman thinking about this could be his last game as an Astro? Well, the Astros rally, it wouldn't be. And if they re-sign him, it wouldn't be, but the possibility does exist. 2-2. 3-2. The runners will go. 3-2, 2 outs.
"34 pitches. It's a lot for a one-inning guy for sure.
The runners will go. High fly ball. And there is out number 3. We go to the bottom of the ninth, but first we go to Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin.
All right, Michael, elimination.
Bottom of the ninth inning. The Tigers could move on, or the Astros could rally and keep this series alive. And A.J. Hinch will go to Will Vest. And yesterday, Will Vest was just absolutely dominating.
5 batters faced, 4 strikeouts, fastball up in the zone, upper 90s. They had no chance at him yesterday.
And it was the fastball. That's the determining factor. He used it, and he had good control inside and outside. Got guys thinking about other pitches. He did absolutely solid yesterday by using that fastball. We'll see if he goes back to it.
The Astros have been on an incredible run. 7 straight trips to the American League Championship Series. They have been the beast of the American League. They've won 2 World Series during that time. Will that run end in this half inning as Vest will face Caratini? And a strike. Caratini is 0 for 1 and is hit by a pitch twice. 0-2.
Vest is the 7th pitcher of the game for the Tigers, which we fully expected today, at least 7. And he's still got his closer down there and others. Deep, versatile bullpen. That's how you win in October.
The Astros 7 straight LCSs, second longest streak of all time. The 90s Braves went to the NLCS 8 years in a row. Strike 3. Caratini down looking.
Now 6 batters faced, 5 strikeouts.
Again, another fastball predominantly, but he put it where he wanted to on that inner half. Very hard to hit. It's got some movement there, got some late life.
The league has hit 183 against that 4-seamer. No homers off of Will Vest off its fastball this year.
Pena jumps on the first pitch and drives it to right center. A long run for Meadows, and he makes the play up against the wall for out number 2.
Michael, we said it a dozen times the last 2 days. They have a very good defensive team also, and the play that Meadows has made down the stretch, 2 leaping catches, and here gracefully runs that ball down. He went a long way for that.
Yes, he did. Went a long way, leaping, knowing where he's at. Makes it look rather easy.
That's a 6'5" center fielder who can run.
Dubon hits one the other way, and it's out of play. The last time there was an ALCS without the Astros in it was back in 2016. It was Cleveland against Toronto. It's been an incredible run. The 0-1. And this should end the run. And that'll do it. The Motown magic continues. The Tigers sweep the Astros 5-2, and they will move to the American League Division Series.
Todd, I am so impressed with the way that the Tigers go about things. Bullpen, lineup, camaraderie, amazing.
When you come together as a team and understand we have something, or they have something going on here, it is absolutely incredible to watch. They were never out of it, no matter what happened. They went down 2-1 in this game. And they just told themselves, let's put a pinch hitter in there and let's do what we do best. Ibanez with the huge 3 RBI double off one of the best closers you're going to see. Man, the magic does continue.
10 games out on August the 10th. 8 games under 500 in the month of August, and they made the playoffs, and now they beat a veteran team in their own yard.
Well, it's time to take a look at today's active play of the game, brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. We know what it is, guys, but let's take a look.
Here it is here. Ibanez coming up, looking for a fastball, got it right over the plate, just snuck in down the line with bases loaded. They were down 2-1 at that point, tied it on a wild pitch, and then boom. Ibanez coming up with a monster double, and that pretty much sealed it for the Tigers in game 2.
Ibanez had 1 extra base hit in September, and in October he's got 1, and it's the biggest hit of the season.
Well, one of the more unlikely playoff teams. They had almost 0 odds to make the postseason as of August, and here they are moving to the next round of the playoffs. Just an amazing, amazing run by this young Detroit Tiger team. And they will celebrate, and they'll feel good about things, and then they will move on. This is a team that not many people want to face.
Right, absolutely. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised by this, because in this season, without a prohibitive favorite, without a 100-win team, when we said almost everyone has a chance in the playoffs, the Tigers are proving that you can win here if you play the game the right way, and they played it beautifully the last 2 days.
And how fitting, A.J. Hinch coming back to Houston here, winning the series in Houston, knowing that he did manage here 1 time. It's got to feel pretty good for him too as well.
This young team obviously just filled with joy. This was unexpected. They get in, helped by the fact that the Minnesota Twins just collapsed down the stretch, but the Tigers did their part, Tim. They won every game, it seemed like.
They went 31-13 to end the regular season, and 2-0 in the post. They are 20 games over 500. It's ridiculous.
And that Ibanez hit, obviously, will resonate in Detroit for a long, long time. The watch party going on at Comerica Park in Detroit, the home of the Tigers, and they are celebrating, and why not? They've waited a long time. It's been a long drought since 2013 since they won a playoff series.
Right. 10 years since they've been in the playoffs, and only 1 500 season in between. And they got hot at the right time, and boy, are they rolling right now.
Talk about hot, talk about momentum. I would not want to face this team right now, knowing how unbelievable they're playing right now. On 1 home run today, big double by Ibanez again. This team is rolling, and you see the celebration right now These guys understand where they're at. They understand that they probably shouldn't have been here right now, but they are cruising and hitting on all cylinders.
And the next team that will have to deal with them, the Cleveland Guardians.
Michael, we've been talking about it for 2 days, how unpredictable they are.
Well, Alden Gonzalez is on the field with today's hero.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm here with Andy Ibanez. Huge pinch hit double today. Andy, major moment for you. What was the strategy for you going up against Josh Hader? ¿Cuál fue la tragedia para ti enfrentando a Josh Hader?
Desde que empecé el juego, tú sabes, la ayuda de los coaches. Me dijeron ponte ready para cuando venga la oportunidad de un pitcher zurdo y se dio en ese inning. Y creo que ha sido el mejor turno aparte de mi vida, tú sabes. Y le te quiero dar las gracias a Dios por eso.
I think that's the best at-bat of my life. From the beginning of the game, the coaches were telling me, be ready to face a left-handed hitter. They gave me some scouting tips on Josh Hader, and the moment finally came in that inning. Andy, I think just a couple of months ago, I don't think anybody outside the Tigers expected you guys to be here. Why did this team keep winning? ¿Cómo es que este equipo sigue ganando de la manera que está ganando?
Yo creo que la unión, ¿sabes? La unión que hemos tenido todos, ¿sabes? El staff, los jugadores, y creo que nos lo estamos creyendo, tú sabes. Eso es lo que nos faltaba al principio, que creernos las cosas y nos lo estamos creyendo. Y gracias a Dios salió los resultados, ¿sabes? Le ganamos a un gran equipo que es Houston, como todos sabemos, y respeto para ellos, tú sabes.
He said, I think it's the staff, everybody, all the players, the staff coming together, and we just needed to believe. That's the one thing that we were missing. We believed coming into this series, and we ended up beating a great team in the Astros, and now we're moving on. Andy, congratulations, guys. Back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alden, and thank you, Andy. He'll remember that swing for the rest of his life, and Todd, he said it's the greatest at-bat of his life, and it has to be.
It has to be. You know, coming from a guy with Texas, I played with him during the COVID season in 2020, a youngster coming up. I knew he was going to be pretty good, but to have a special moment for him like this, absolutely incredible.
Now Alden has A.J. Hinch down on the field.
AJ, Andy Ibanez had a rough last couple of months, even against lefties. For him to come through off the bench against Josh Hader in that spot, is that just befitting of this team right now?
We've been doing this all year, and he was really ready. And you got to believe. It's one of the toughest relievers he's going to face all year. He comes through with the biggest hit of the year, but nothing new.
You got to believe it's been a mantra for this team. I mean, are they at a point now where they're even surprising you, though, with what they keep doing?
You know what? We're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing and fight for the whole 27 outs. One thing that I know, this team's pretty gritty, and they're going to get after it and finish the day.
I know you've been very intentful about making it about your team, not about you. To come into this ballpark that you're very familiar with in October and beat that team, what are the emotions for you?
Isn't baseball great? It's unbelievable.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And A.J. going to take his team picture. That team is on the mound here at Minute Maid Park, and it does mean something to A.J. Hinch. He was let go because of the sign stealing scandal. He sat out a year of baseball, and then he was immediately hired by the Tigers when that year was over.
And he told us, our owner gave me another chance, and he made the best of it with a really impressive team.
This is a dangerous team, Todd.
Watch out for this Tiger team. When you're young, you got nothing to lose. You go out there and play the game the right way. Team to be watched out for.
Once again, our final score, the Tigers advance to beat the Astros 5-2. For Todd Frazier, Tim Kirkchin, and Alden Gonzalez, I'm Michael Kay. It's been a